Hello and welcome. This is Sports Debate, where we give you a platform to place your mouth where your passion is, to show off your sport knowledge, and all arguments are spot on. I am Solomon Ajujogu. Arsenal have named former PSG coach Spaniard Unai Emery as their new manager, replacing Arsene Wenger after nearly 22 years. Out of the blues, Emery emerged as a last-minute choice just days after leaving the PSG post. The Arsenal management picked the former Sevilla manager ahead of former Ghana captains Mikel Arteta, Patrick Vieira, and Thierry Henry. He had managed Spanish club Sevilla to 3 successive UEFA Europa League titles. But with the embarrassment of riches at French billionaire club in Paris, Emery couldn't lead PSG to a UEFA Champions League final in 2 seasons in charge. On 2 occasions, he even threw away massive advantages over 2 legs in the Champions League. After 2 seasons outside Europe's elite competition and many years of nearly there and never winning with Wenger, is Emery the kind of manager Arsenal needs to forget the average period of the Wenger era? To play with Europe's big boys and bring Champions League glory, is Unai Emery the right man for the Gunners? You can join the TVC Sports Debate on Twitter at Sporting Solo TVC or at TVC News NG, or better still, at TVC Connect, hashtag TVC Sports Debate. Joining me on the debate podium today are 2 gentlemen. You know we always have gentlemen on this podium who are passionate about the topical issues in sports. And returning to the show today after many months away is Emmanuel Sadiq. You are welcome to Sports Debate.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure having me around again.
And he's up against our journalist friend, Femi Fabumi. You are welcome.
Good evening, Sporting Solo. I'm happy to be back.
Right. Tell me something. Unai Emery. Arsenal wants to win the Champions League. Arsenal wants to play with the big boys. Well, Arsenal got to the final of the Champions League only once under Wenger in 2006. Is Unai Emery a man who had all the riches in PSG and couldn't take them to the final in 2 seasons, even with a £200 million player? Is Unai Emery. Why do you think Unai Emery? Do you think Unai Emery is the right man?
Of course he's not. Arsenal fans and management have been the most patient, set of fans in the world. And after 22 years of Arsene Wenger's reign, they all gathered and said, no, enough is enough. Arsene Wenger should go. Simply because the man, refused to win, trophies for Arsenal.
He won trophies.
Yes, he won trophies. But they wanted more. They wanted the EPL, trophy. They wanted Champions League trophies. But Arsene Wenger could not win, these trophies for them. Yes, we might argue that he won in 2004. That was his last time. Then since 2004 till date, it's about 14 years. What did Arsene Wenger bring to the table? Nothing. But Arsenal fans, they stayed with him. They continued to be patient and all that. But after 2022, they said, no, enough is enough. And Arsene Wenger, took a bow. And now you are now trying to bring a coach that is not top rated. We've seen him tutor PSG, and then they lost out in the second round of the UCL, twice in a row, the first time in a dramatic fashion. After defeating Barcelona 4-0, at Parc des Princes, they threw that away, it's still a mystery, or should I say a surprise to me, losing by 6-1 in the second leg, and again, as if that was not enough. In, the Champions League a season after, they lost in the same second round to Real Madrid. Then it now shows that Unai Emery is not a top-rated coach. He is a coach meant for the lower cadre.
So why do you think they've got the right man? Some people say it's the right man because he's won UEFA Europa 3 times with the same club. But then couldn't, well, I mean, it was ordinary. In 2 seasons in charge at PSG, he did not win the league once. Despite all the money, Monaco, low spending Monaco, as it were, won the league once, and then he came back and won.
Yeah. If you look at this guy in question, Emery, for me, is the right man for Arsenal at this moment. And why do I say that? Looking at Arsene Wenger, who has spent 22 years with Arsenal, like my friend Femi rightly said, he won a significant title last 14 years ago.
The FA Cup is not significant?
Where?
Probably the most successful coach in the history of the FA Cup.
If you are talking about the trophies in England, you pick EPA first.
The FA Cup is the oldest tournament in the world.
It's oldest, but it's not top rated. In England, #1 is APL, and in the world you are talking of UEFA Champions League. Now, a significant trophy that the fans want, the management want, and every football lover want is your local league, #1. Then you chase the global one. Now, looking at this man that has done that, do you want to say for Arsene Wenger not to have won this in the last 14 years, you want to say he's not a good manager for Arsenal? Of course, yes, he's good. So now looking at this man, Emery, in question, he's a successful coach. He's a top-rated coach. A coach that has led a particular team to win 3 UEFA League successfully, in a row. He created a record that Zinedine Zidane came on board to do for Real Madrid at the upper level. Now, so this guy is a top-rated coach. The local league, he got that. He may bow out of Champions League, unexpectedly or in a way that the fans do not want, but at the same time, that does not reduce his pedigree as a coach, as a fantastic coach at the moment.
Yeah, from what you have said, I think he has just shot himself in the foot, in the sense that you said he's won Europa Cup 3 times in a row,
yes.
And he thought he's an A-list coach. What happened? A PSG grabbed him. And what happened? In his first season, he couldn't even win the League One with the materials he had as a then. He couldn't even win the League One. And we've seen coaches come and win trophies in their first season, or their league titles in their first season. We've seen Conte, we've seen Ancelotti, but Unai Emery, couldn't win, and he only managed, to win it in his second season.
No, he won it in a grand style.
But no, not.
They still had like 6 or 7 matches to spare.
PSG did not hire Unai Emery to win League One. They already have many League One titles in their cabinet. What they wanted was the UCL, and what happened? First time out, got to the second round, raised their hopes, and then suddenly, he dashed it. As if that was not alone, they allowed him continue. So second season,
so do you know what to say?
He lost in the second round, consecutively to 2 Spanish teams. And you are saying that kind of coach is a top-rated and is a coach Arsenal fans and even management are looking for.
Now,
hold on.
If
not that Arsene Wenger did not win trophies. For God's sake, Arsene Wenger won the FA Cup. But then, they wanted more. The last time Arsenal got to the Champions League final was in 2006. Since then, they've been crashing out either in the quarterfinals or even in the second round. Okay. But they wanted the Champions League, and they noticed or realized that Arsene Wenger wouldn't even give them the Champions League.
Wait,
even if they added 10
let me tell you
years.
this. Let me tell you this. When you are saying Emery is not a top-rated coach, I best to disagree.
He's a B-list coach.
Because this guy is a winner. He has a winning mentality, which Arsene Wenger is lacking.
He was at Sevilla, and he finished 3rd for 3 times consecutively.
Competing with who? Competing with who in La Liga? Okay, in a team where you have the likes of Real Madrid, Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, Valencia.
We saw an Atletico Madrid, win the La Liga title. At a point, you saw Real Sociedad. Of course, they won the La Liga title. So that is no excuse.
No, you cannot say that is not excuse. You say a coach is look at the material at Sevilla at that time that he conquered the world 3 consecutive times.
Which world?
Europa League. Do you want to tell me that Europa League is not highly rated than any other league, any other local league? After UEFA Champions League is Europa League. Then before you talk about local league, and this guy conquered the world,
Europa League is lower to the Champions League.
We have Nobody
cares about Europa League. Europa League. Who are the teams that feature Europa League? You have teams that are flat-footed.
Remember the 5-time Champions League winner was defeated by this same Sevilla at Europa League.
Can you explain why Chelsea wanted to make the top 4?
Everything wants to win top 4, not to go to Champions League.
You're saying a coach that gives you a leverage to come to Champions League as well. Then it should belong to the Europa League.
Who are the
Europa League. Unfortunately, however, Arsenal, will feature in the Europa League, and I think that is where he belongs. But then
Arsenal,
they want more.
Arsenal
they want to finish in the
Europa League.
Arsenal want to finish in the top 4.
With Wenger, who is a top-rated coach, they could not even leave the trophy. Emery played and lifted this trophy.
Did you win the UEFA Champions League? Did you win the UEFA Champions League? Are you saying UEFA Champions League? Hold on.
As Arsenal as a team won the UEFA Champions League.
Emery to win the Europa Cup.
Arsenal as a team.
See, I'm not saying
ever won the UEFA Champions League.
Emery is not going to win the Europa Cup for Arsenal. But what happens?
Even Champions League
against promotion?
This guy will deliver Champions League.
What happens? He can't.
This
guy
can't.
Let me remind you. He's not a top-notch coach.
Is a Di Matteo a top-rated coach?
He can't. He proved his mettle. Di Matteo had his chance and he grabbed it.
That Di Matteo won the Champions with Chelsea 2012. Does that make him a top-rated coach? Remember the season that followed, just 3 months or 4 months or 6 months or thereabout, he was fired. Di Matteo.
Coaches are meant to be hired and fired.
That's why I'm telling you that
even the ones
this guy that he did not lift UCL trophy with PSG does not make him.
If Zidane had not won the UCL, he would have been fired.
Highly rated coach.
He is not.
If you are going to mention the successful managers today,
hold on.
Unai Emery is on the list.
I have a question for you. What makes a coach a top-rated coach?
Well, you will answer that question. That's a very good question from Femi, even though I'm the one who asks the questions. He has asked you a question, what makes a coach a top-rated coach? You will answer that question in the second half of the show. It's been a hot debate here between Emmanuel Sadiq and Femi Fabumi. Is Unai Emery the right man for the Arsenal job? Arsenal has won the league before. Under Wenger, in 20 years of Wenger's reign, Arsenal won 3 times the league. Arsenal won the FA Cup. In fact, in the last 5 years, I think Arsenal won 3 times. So, Arsenal has only gone to the Champions League final once. They have missed out of the Champions League now in 2 successive seasons. Unai Emery has come. Will he deliver the Champions League? Will he take them back to the Champions League? Will he deliver the Champions League to Arsenal? Can he do it? He has never done it before. He has won the Europa League 3 times with Sevilla successively, but with PSG, where he had all the money and the big stars, with £200 million rated Neymar, he couldn't even get to the final. Emmanuel says he's the right man for Arsenal. Femi Fabumi says, no, he does not add anything more than Arsene Wenger had given. What do you think? You can contribute to this discussion by sending your tweets to me at Sporting Solo TVC or at TVC News NG, or better still, at TVC Connect, hashtag TVC Sports Debate. It is still Sports Debate with me, Solomon Adjusiogu. And the topic we're looking at today is Unai Emery, the Spaniard, former coach of PSG, Sevilla and Valencia, the right man for Arsenal. He's been hired. Can he deliver the Champions League for Arsenal? He has won the Europa League with Sevilla, but he couldn't even lead PSG with the embarrassment of riches and players. He couldn't even take them to the final of the Champions League. Emmanuel Sadiq here, returning after a long time to the show, says they've got their right man.
Yes.
But Femi Fabumi says, no, he cannot give more than Arsene Wenger had given. But what do you think? Do you think Unai Emery is the right man for Arsenal? You can contribute to this debate by sending your tweets to me at Sporting Solo TVC or at TVC News NG, or better still, at TVC Connect, hashtag TVC Sports Debate. Now, he asked you a question. What makes a coach a top-rated coach?
Okay. I'm going to give you a list. Number 1, ensure that your team remains in the league. Number 2, as much as possible, deliver the local league to your team. Number 3, bring your team to the limelight in the international stage, the global stage, UEFA Champions League, and of course, Europa League. And on this platform, except in Sevilla, that's Unai Emery did not win the league, but 3 different times successfully. He got in there June 2014. And between that time and the time he left, June 2016, just barely 3 years, he won 3 successful Europa League. Just hold on there. Okay. 3 Europa League successfully. Nobody has ever done it in the history of the league. It was the number 1 person. And Atletico Madrid, that is even more seen as a very tough team, they won just 3 times, but not successfully like Sevilla did. Remember, and he conquered giants under this reign, of which we have Liverpool. They had one of the best coaches in the world. No, and I've ever seen coaches, a team that have won UEFA Champions League 5 times. So for that, this guy is the best coach. Or do you want to tell me, that Guardiola is not a top-rated coach? Has Man City not spent billions of dollars? Have they won UEFA Champions League?
Nobody is saying Emery should win the UEFA Champions League. We are saying that he should make his impact felt in the UEFA Champions League, and that is what this man has failed to do on several occasions.
No, he has not failed to do that.
Hold on. You said Diego Simeone, won with Atletico Madrid, and then he got to the finals of the UCL. Season after that, Jose Mourinho won the Europa Cup with Porto, and then came back to win the UEFA Champions League with. That is how to rate or to assess. So that on that, if I will tell you, if Unai Emery returns to Sevilla, he might win UEFA Champions League. If you say that, but he took Sevilla to the Champions League. What happened? He crashed out. If you return to his comfort zone, Mourinho have to leave and come back. What are you saying? Mourinho left and came back to come and win at the Champions League. He crashed out to win the Europa Cup the 3rd time. So
Jose Mourinho is not a top-rated coach. Didn't he crash out in Real Madrid? Real Madrid is the number 1 team in the world. Do you know Real Madrid is the number 1 team? Inter Milan, Real Madrid. Champions League. Can you mention, maybe aside Rafa Benitez, a coach that has come to Real Madrid and will not win something and will allow the coach to stay there for more than 6 months or 1 year? Jose Mourinho got there, didn't win Champions League. But we know what Jose Mourinho can do. Jose Mourinho know what he's done in the past. We know what he can bring to the table. At the moment that your service is needed, what you do is what matters, not what you have done. A man that has won Champions League with Porto, Unai Emery, at the moment, he also won with Inter Milan. At the point, Inter Milan was not very popular. Arsenal needs to win EPL. Cannot continue to win every time. Okay, do you agree with me that Arsenal? Do you agree with that Arsenal needs EPL at the moment? If I was hired to tutor that PSG side, I would have won the league. He had fantastic players, the likes of Mbappe, the likes of Neymar, Cavani, who wouldn't win the league with such materials now, in the League One. When Zlatan was there, he's a top-rated player. The coach, the coach that left the job for Emery, did he win Champions League? Did he win Champions League? Did the coach, as PSG ever won Champions League? They've hired coaches over and over. That's what I'm saying. Now, it's a big stage, and you want to talk about the league. How do you explain a coach that defeated Barcelona 4-0? And packed the Princess in France now, and came back to lose 6-1. Bring a League One side by side with La Liga. No, bring a League One side by side with La Liga and EPL. French League One is behind. You can't compare that league to EPL. I just said it is a coach for the lower cadre. It is a culture that affected them. It is not their coach. He performs well when he's... Take Zinedine Zidane to PSG, he might not win. Now, let Unai come to Arsenal. You will see what he will deliver Champions League to Arsenal. Give that PSG of last season to any coach. Okay, let me ask you. I said, would you have preferred Brendan Rodgers was at Liverpool. Unai. Wait, he couldn't win the league for Liverpool. He couldn't win the league for Liverpool. But with Celtic, he has won the league with massive 100 points. You prefer Arteta to Unai Emery? Arteta is a rookie when it comes to coaching. And if you prefer Theory on him to take over the job? If they are being tried,
and they proved their mettle. Why not?
So, you are telling Arsenal fans that you are preparing to send them back to relegation, that's what you are saying.
But he proved this mettle. And then he skyrocketed from being a B-list coach to a A-list coach. But Unai Emery has gotten many chances. But what did he do with them? He hasn't won. He won what?
He's a winner.
Won Europa Cup 3 times.
Yes,
who cares?
Who cares about Europa Cup?
Who cares?
What is the definition of success? You win.
See,
you bring
some teams use Europa Cup
to your team.
as how do I call it now? Like a consolation. As consolation.
It's not a consolation. It's not a consolation.
No team.
It's meant for champion.
Europa champion. No team wants to retain the Europa Cup. That explains why even UEFA, gave the winners of Europa Cup automatic tickets to the Champions League, because they feel that how can you win it and come back?
It's a promotion. You get a promotion.
Unfortunately for Sevilla,
now,
they won the Europa Cup and they gave promotion to the.
If you are telling me that Europa is not a big stage, that is not a big league, why don't you have every Tom, Dick and Harry from other league to come and play there?
Of course we have them.
You have to be 1 to 6 before you can join.
If you finish sixth in a league, it shows you've not done well. It shows you've not done well.
That's not right. That's not right.
What everybody looks out for is the top 4. When you finish 5th or 6th, it shows you haven't done well. And that explains why you make your way to.
What does Unai Emery bring particularly? What is it going to bring different from what Wenger did? His teams, some people say he plays almost the way Arsenal likes to play. And so if that is the way Arsenal likes to play, the Arsene Wenger way, what does it bring then?
Arsene Wenger is old. The man is running out of ideas. And he needs to go and rest. This guy is still young. What Arsenal needs mostly now, not even the Champions League, they need the league. They want to lay their hand on the trophy, and we know
Unai Emery did not win the league with Sevilla, that he won the Europa League with.
But at least he can do. He did that with PSG.
But PSG does not spend like Arsenal.
Of course, Sevilla did not spend. Also, even up to Arsenal.
Won the league, the French League One with PSG.
It's not about spending money. It's not even about spending money.
I'm saying.
I tell you that.
Your closing remark now.
Yeah, my closing remark is this, Solomon. Unai Emery is not a top-rated coach. Like I said, he belongs to the lower cadre, and that is where he would perform. But unfortunately for him, or should I say fortunately for him, Arsenal will be playing in the Europa League come next season. But the truth is, what happens by the time Arsenal gains, wins, if peradventure they win the Europa League, what happens, when they feature in the Champions League? What happens with Unai Emery? We all know that he can't win the UCL. He's played the UCL twice with PSG and he won with them. So for me, Unai Emery is not the coach for Arsenal, and I think I'm really disappointed in Arsenal announcing Unai Emery as their coach.
Well, I would say at the moment, Unai Emery is still the best. Looking at the coaches out there.
Luis Enrique was also available.
Looking at the options that Arsenal has on table now, Unai Emery still top the list. Now, this guy can deliver APL to Arsenal, and as well, they can as well deliver Europa League that even as a Wenger with his 22 years of experience could not even win. Even the one time that he tasted it, he could not lift the trophy. Look at other big teams that have ever gone to Europa. They lifted it. Arsenal could not do that. If Arsenal could get that this season, they will be singing praises of Arsene Wenger. They wanted it like anything.
Didn't win the Europa
they will be singing the song of Arsene Wenger. So that this guy will play in Europa League, it's a plus that they might even have that in their warehouse, where they keep their trophy. He might win Europa, and added to that, he can win the league because he has done it at PSG. He can as well do it at Arsenal.
He has done it at PSG. He could also do it as Arsenal. But Arsenal is not PSG, and Arsenal does not spend like PSG. He had the embarrassment of riches. He won the league, he won the cup, but he could not win the Champions League where PSG wants to play. In 2 seasons, Unai Emery won the Ligue 1 once, losing in his first season to Monaco, who did not spend as much as PSG. In fact, PSG seems to grab players from Monaco. Everybody is grabbing players from Monaco because Monaco are not spending big at the moment. So, is Unai Emery the right man? Femi says, no, he's not the right man for Arsenal. He is not bringing anything new beyond what Wenger had brought. But Emmanuel Sadiq says he is the right man. He's a winner. He's won the UEFA Europa League. He's won the league with the local league, the French league with PSG. He's won UEFA Europa League 3 successive times. The first man to do so with Sevilla, who are not big spenders as well. But what do you think? Is Unai Emery the right man for the Gunners? Will he catapult? Will he shoot the Gunners to the Premier League title or to the Europa League title where they will be playing come next season? Well, you can join the debate by sending your tweets to me at Sporting Solo TVC or at TVC News NG, or better still, at TVC Connect, #TVC Sports Debate. Until we come your way again next time, enjoy the rest of your day.